السلام عليكم. مرحبا يا شباب ويا بنات، كيف حالكم؟ I'm just gonna go live quickly to make sure I discuss a few notes with students who are self-learners, just about the realities of learning. I've been watching and observing different students learning individually on their own without an instructor, or others that are learning with an instructor. With the amount of content that is out there and the resources that we've been sharing, I just want to make sure that you know where you're going, and if you have any questions, you can just ask them, inshallah. Yeah, let's wait for a few people to join in, and let me see if I can get everyone in the live. We're just going to talk about the realities of learning. How long does it really take you to process anything that you're learning in the Arabic language? Let me take this away and just make sure I have everyone's chat. Let's see. Assalamu alaikum. I was just correcting homework for one of my students, and I was like thinking about the amount of time they put into writing down their work and processing live classes and reviewing. And I'm like, that's truly the reality of learning. It doesn't have the name, but I'll just share with you basically how much work they go through to just, mashallah, here, let me share. I'm really impressed. It doesn't have your name, just for the students, in case he sees this. So you see how much work they put, and it's a lot. That's the reality of learning. So I just want to make sure I discuss this with everyone, and let's see who's here. Ahlan Anis. Ahlan. Masa'ul khair. Okay. So I see. He's saying I like a goal and a game plan. We definitely need a starting point. Where we're going, what resources do we have? How much time are we devoting for learning? And anything that could help us kind of align our learning objectives with the time that we have. How much time do we truly have to learn Arabic? I see a lot of people here. I just want to make sure that we greet each other. I know where you are joining us from, and we can just talk about the realities of learning. It's so painful to see that students have so many resources out there, but still I get comments and messages and emails asking questions like, I really don't know where to begin or where to start. So I'd like to learn more from you, and we can talk about that. Ahlan ya Kent. Yes, I joined that line that Kent wrote. I give deep respect for those non-native speakers who can write in Arabic. MashaAllah. No, writing is truly amazing. And it's when I look at students writing, it's literally like a piece of art. It's because they take so much time, and this is only one student writing, and it's not easy to learn. Wallahi, as I say, it's not easy. So when they go through resources, and I wish I can share my screen, but like, let's say we're going over this over here. So they write, they review, they check their work, they come to live sessions, they go over the worksheets, they come again, they ask questions, they write. It's a long process. It's not easy to learn Arabic. And if it's whatever appears to you online, and I hate to say this, if someone says they learned Arabic in 1 month or 2 months, we have to be realistic. It takes a long time to learn the alphabet. You can say that you've learned how to speak a few phrases, you've learned to write the script, but you need so many different levels of learning and stages in order to feel that you are immersed in the language. So I truly appreciate people when they spend time writing, meditating, and internalizing everything that they have encountered, and even selecting the right resources. Um, so, Alhamdulillah. I think it's like driving. New people haven't yet developed bad habits and are more paranoid. Sahih, sahih. So let's just say salamu alaikum to everyone. And I just take it for granted. I think that I have introduced myself many times in the videos, but I'll just introduce myself again in case we haven't met before in live study sessions. So you can call me Raja, or Ustada Raja. In Arabic, it means hope, Raja. So I'm trying every day to take one step at a time to facilitate learning Arabic as a foreign language. So I utilize or use English as a means to help other learners understand or comprehend how the language functions and also facilitate learning. So Alhamdulillah. Please let me know where you're joining and we can keep talking about the realities of learning. So I'll read Kent's comment. I memorized how to read in a month. There you go. However, it's been 10 years and I can only still order food. MashaAllah. And it's amazing. Like memorizing the script and interacting with people, they take different platforms because you're in a different situation. If you memorize the Quran and you recite it and you're learning how to comprehend the meanings of the Quran or the meanings of other forms of literature that you have memorized, and the Quran is a different text. Some people go towards memorizing poetry or reading short stories to acquire more meanings. So yes, mashallah. Can you please give your opinion regarding watching Egyptian dramas as a source for listening? Muhammad, that is a good question. I think any form of dialect or Arabic dialect is a great source for you to improve your listening skills and understand the word boundaries, and when the sentence begins and when it ends. So the speed also, it does help to look at resources in the dialect to just get used to the intonation, and how people produce their native dialect. So yes, it's definitely a great source for you to look at. And it exposes you to a lot of cultural components that help you connect with the native culture of the Egyptian dialect. So yes, Muhammad, definitely it's a great resource to look into dialects and use them as listening drills. Let's see if I'm reading everybody's. Can you tell us how to pronounce ta marbuta in a different cases? When the scene. So ta marbuta, ta marbuta basically is just this. Ta marbuta takes grammatical structures. So if you put it in a word that is, or if it's in a word that is followed by an adjective, you do not pronounce it. But the regular sound for ta marbuta is a t, t. So if I'm saying Medina Jamila, beautiful city, I do not pronounce the ta marbuta. So I go Medina Jadida. But if I'm saying Case Aloud city or Wadin city, I would say Medinat when Melako. Okay, I will call you Melako. So if I'm going to say Medinat Melako or Medinat New York, or Medinat, and I mention a name or a person, then I produce the ta sound, which is ta marbuta. Then you see it, you only pronounce it if you have an additional owner of that city, or it belongs to a place, it's identified. Then you would pronounce the t مربوطة. مدينة New York, مدينة القاهرة, مدينة محمد, مدينة ليلى, and you identify the city or any other noun that you use that has ta marbuta at the end. I hope I answered your question. Let me see again. For me, it's like my brain freezes and go blank. I need glasses on. When you put on the, yes, when you are put on the spot, I've learning how to read is a different part of the brain than speaking and that public speaking music. Yes. MashaAllah. Yes, definitely. And even as any non-native speaker of any language, if they are put in a situation or on the spot, I call it the hot chair. We used to, in-person classes, we used to have like a class activity. We would call it the hot chair. We would ask one of the students to sit on a chair and would just like throw random questions at the person, and they have to respond in the most spontaneous way possible. We don't look at grammar mistakes. We don't look at word choices. We just work on the skill of responding to random questions, and in that speed of interaction. You interact in a really reasonable speed, because conversational Arabic is not timed. You don't know how fast the person speaks to you. You don't know if what they're saying. So you work on your comprehension skills and you work on your response speed. So yes. Kent, أنت من Michigan. ما شاء الله كنت. Oh, أنت في مكان مليء بالعرب. مليء بالعرب. It's a place full of Arab, ما شاء الله. What's the fastest you have seen someone become fluent in Arabic? There are different levels of fluency in Arabic. So I have, okay, so just to be realistic, every person is different. So it depends on their learning skills, their character and personality. They like to talk. Some people are sociable. They like to talk. They like to interact. They would use the language more than someone who doesn't like to talk to a lot of people. They comprehend the conversation, but they do not converse in an excessive way or in large amounts. So it all depends. I don't know if you still hear me. Yes. It all depends on the character of the person. And also the amount of vocabulary they use in conversations. I saw people becoming fluent, meaning comfortable with the language. If I'm going to say fluency has different levels, it means how comfortable you are when you speak Arabic. So you might know a set of words in one scenario. If you speak to me, I feel like you're really fluent because you only introduced me to one scenario, one set of words, and I feel like you are quite fluent. So it depends on your character, depends on the scenario, depends on the amount of vocab you use. So the level of fluency is different. I've seen people in 2 years becoming quite comfortable with the Arabic language, and they can read it, they can use basic conversational skills, and they can interact with native speakers. So 2 years with intensive learning would be a great timeline for anyone wanting to be fluent in Arabic. If it is only 1 month, I'm struggling to read and write because I thought that I should be good in reading and writing properly first. Yeah, writing and reading must be the first stage you have to go through. Because you have to know the language and how it's written, and you have to be able to read the text, especially if you are not in a scenario or in a space where you interact with people. So yes, definitely. It will take you time, but just keep constantly writing. And try to be comfortable with making mistakes as well. Don't be hard on yourself. Abbas wa alaikum assalam. I haven't yet mastered the Din dun endin. The case ending. Din dun endin. Yes. ممتاز. I'm struggling to acquire Arabic language but have only managed alphabet for the last 4 months. Do you think I will at long last catch up after how long, months or years? Robert, again, it all depends on how much time you are devoting for learning Arabic, depending on your pace. What lessons are you taking at the beginning? Are you only reading and writing? What contents are you reading and writing? Are you a self-learner? So I suggest that you ask yourselves, or for everyone, I'm saying yourselves, so everyone learns from this. Sit and ask yourself questions about where you are when it comes to learning Arabic. Do you have an instructor? Have you ever taken a language assessment? Are you in an environment where Arabic is your surrounding? Are you immersed in the culture? Are you in an Arabic speaking environment? So when you go through those stages, you comprehend as a self-learner how long it will take you because you understand your pace, you understand your environment, and you understand your resources. And if you are in a class again, you would interact with your instructor and he's more cognizant of your learning needs. So he would guide you or she would guide you towards the timeline that you'll need to progress, inshallah. I hope I answered your question. Kent is saying singling people out is just bullying. Yes. I'm not sure if that was in line with what I was saying, but yeah. Joking, of course, yes. Should you try to learn dialect without foundation modern standard Arabic? Some people write in dialect, but I don't know what this is good to learn as a beginner. It's a good question. So Heather, yes. Oh yeah, Heather, I've met you. Ahlan, Heather. Yes. So conversational skills, definitely if you are in an environment where you're surrounded by native speakers of Arabic and they speak some form of dialect, just go ahead and pick up on conversational Arabic in their dialect. If it's Palestini, Urduni, Maghribi, any dialect, just go ahead and benefit from that source because that would be your source of learning. Modern Standard Arabic gives you the structure in order for you to read literature and to understand formal Arabic in formal settings, in the news. If you're reading Quran, you'd like to understand the Quran. If you like reading stories and you'd like to understand the stories, but if you want to focus or you'd like to focus only on interactions with native speakers of Arabic, just go ahead and select your community and immerse yourself with the community. They would definitely help you pick up on phrases. So if you have that source right there available in your surrounding, go ahead and use that as your first part or stage of learning conversational Arabic, and learn standard Arabic to focus on reading formal settings. As a beginner, like I said, define where you are. Are you in a community that speaks Arabic? Go for it. Are you a self-learner? Start with modern standard Arabic. Wadeen, don't you think learning letters? I'm reading slowly because I can't see. I have to get closer. There you go. Do you think learning letters and reading properly should come, then go to vocab and grammar? If I understand your question, learning letters and reading properly should come, and then go to vocab and grammar. Yes, if I understand, as a beginner, you have to go through the script first. And as you learn the script, you will pick up on vocab and grammar lessons. In Arabic Khatawaat, the way we introduce Arabic letters or Arabic words are through grammar. So you will go over like feminine, masculine form in step 26, for instance. You'll find that you're learning grammar, but at the same time, you're boosting your vocab. عبد الفتاح ما عندي أصدقاء من بلدان عربية أو بلدان العرب. بودكاست. استمع لبودكاست. استمع لبعض البودكاستات من دول عربية مثل بودكاست أثير. I love أثير by Al Jazeera. If you'd like to listen, أثير is relaxed, slow-paced, and they use modern standard Arabic. If you like social topics and other type of podcast, I would suggest AB Talks as well. It's more personalized interaction. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله قاسمي. أنا أريد أن أتعلم اللغة العربية. أهلا بك يا قاسمي. هناك العديد من المصادر في القناة لتعلم اللغة العربية. هناك المستوى الثالث. أظن أن المستوى الثالث سيكون أنسب لك. So if someone already knows or understands Arabic, so what I was trying to say to Qasmi, that he wanted to learn Arabic and that's why he wrote in Fusha. If you are able to write in Arabic and you comprehend basic conversational skills or interactions, go for level 3 in Arabic and start with the series of Arabic short stories that we have included in Arabic Khatawaat. And Mumtaz, yes, definitely be in a supportive environment. Can't like you real learning it. If I have the ability to share with you the statistics I look at on YouTube through the channel, it worries me. I'm not, this has nothing to do with Arabic Khatawat. This has not, I'm looking at it or I'm analyzing the statistics on algorithm and what I look at when I look at Arabic Khatawat statistics. It worries me because I always think that students are gearing towards short content without even putting themselves in an environment that is a learning environment. Like they take away any distractions. They're locked in a Zoom meeting. They're locked into a classroom, and I mean it. Like you literally have to be in a classroom where they are truly focused on learning. I don't think that what's out there on YouTube right now is helping students become more focused. And I intentionally put resources that are 30 minutes long with worksheets. And I was like, I hope that students can find the realities of learning in those 30-minute lessons where you just have to sit there, grab your pen and paper, and I write. I go through writing myself. I don't write my script. Everything that I interact or I use when I teach are real interactions with students that I had in real life. So I do not script my interaction. It has to be as spontaneous as possible, and I make sure that the students I'm addressing is a real student. So I do address my real students, and they know if they go over to one of those videos, they know I'm talking to them because we covered that in class. So just make sure that you are taking learning like as it should be. So it gets a bit frustrating if I think about like a 2-minute video or I think about put in resources for students for 2 minutes because I know they're going to go over it quickly, but it's not helping them if they don't sit and lock themselves in a room to learn. How long should it take for a person to learn Arabic speaking and reading for someone who can recite the Quran? Sadiq, that's a question I answered earlier. Like it depends on your learning technique, style, time, environment, and it's hard to give one size that fits all. You have to go through an assessment with a language educator who will understand your learning skills and needs in order for him or her to determine the timeline you'll need. And of course, your time also. How much time are you able to invest in learning Arabic? Are there any tips to get over translating Arabic sentences to English word by word? It can be very time consuming. For example, I try to figure whether ma is negative or practice like عليهم in context. Mingo, I think you will learn a lot through translating word by word. Just to be real again, this is all about being real. Even when I learned English, and even right now through some resources that I'm reading, I have to go word by word in order for me to understand how the language functions, or how the meaning functions in my native language, and how it functions in the target language. So if I'm reading English content, English resources, as a beginner, you have to go through translation in order to understand which parts you're able to translate and which parts are not translatable, if I should say. But go over story number one. I think I explained in there why you have to go word by word and which parts of the Arabic language you can translate and which parts you can just like avoid translating. So depending on your level, here I'm losing my sound set myself. Depending on your level, you will be able to understand if word by word is helpful for you or not. Kent has great resources as well. A small complication. I need to wear glasses. لحظة. Small complication is the difference in dialect being near Dearborn. Yes, you are. That's what I was thinking. في Michigan, there are Lebanese, Syrians, Jordanians, Iraqis, Palestinians, Yemenis, and many Moroccans. I am Moroccan myself, صحيح. So yes, exposure to different dialects will help you learn how the intonation changes. So it takes me maybe a minute or two to understand where the person is from, just based on their sound, the intonation of their words, how they use their words, how they interact, even when they say salam alaikum. The way salam alaikum is said by a Lebanese is not this. I mean, it's the same word, salam alaikum, but the intonation, the voice, the accent is different. Did I? Oh, I missed a lot of questions, mashallah. Grace. Ahlan. I believe, is it the same Chris I know? Okay. I have to go quickly with the questions, mashallah. Imagination in Arabic is khayal, khayal. I've been learning Arabic MSA for a very short time, but your videos have been very helpful, alhamdulillah. Watching lessons every day, alhamdulillah. I'm so happy to hear that. Mingo, yes. MashaAllah, helped me other languages. Yes, repetition is really important. Repetition, repetition. And please, if anyone knows or has an answer, please help place in your answers in the live chat, as I am not able to go over every single question. The reason I went live today is just to make sure that we're talking about the realities of learning. It takes really a long time to learn a foreign language, and it is difficult, and you will get to a point where you feel so frustrated, you feel overwhelmed, and things are not clear. You have to go through the stage of ambiguous learning. And in times, I intentionally implement ambiguous learning in classroom because students have to get lost a bit in order for them to understand why they got lost. And it's intentional. When you introduce difficult learning or difficult phrases, you understand how you interact with those difficulties and how you build coping mechanism. Are you patient? Do you give yourself time to see that resource in another context, and you start testing yourself? I love that you're doing that, mashallah. Please overpost and put more resources there. Is now you live in real time? Learn Arabic. I'm not sure what you said there, but أريد أن أتكلم اللغة العربية. خيال صحيح. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. So here is something I will say. And if I have beginners, please let me know that you are a beginner in here. And all you have to do, go over the 33 steps in the playlist for novice learners. The 33 steps help you learn the Arabic script. And hopefully, I think I have a Word document that has all those links, and hopefully I can share that with you in the community page. But if you go to playlists, you'll find 30 steps for novice learners. And I'm just gonna play an audio. There's something you have to do also. Read to yourselves. Record yourself. Listen to this. This is what we ask students to do.
هذه الصورة لا تشبه الصورة الأخرى.
Record. Let's see if you can hear it.
الصورتان لا تتشابهان.
الصورتان لا تتشابهان.
هذا الولد يشبه أخاه. الولدان يتشابهان.
Did you hear that? So if you're learning, take your phone, record yourself, hear yourself first, and interact with yourself if you're a self-learner. Anything, any recording device, just record yourself, hear your voice, because your voice changes, your personality changes, your accent changes, everything changes. So you have to be comfortable with the new you when you learn Arabic. So if you are a beginner, just let me know that this is your first time, and I will share with you a list of steps in a Word document that you can just download to your computer and start clicking on those steps and keep them in the exact same order, because you have to go through the script, then you go grammar, then you go again script, then you go grammar, script, grammar, and you keep switching in order for you to see the Arabic language through grammar lessons and also through conversational lessons. How much time it would take to learn Arabic? It's the exact same question everyone is asking. Depending on your level, definitely depending on your level and your pace. Arabic is the most difficult language. It is indeed difficult, but it can be easy depending on how you are approaching it. I find it not because I am a native speaker. I found it difficult as a native speaker to learn Arabic because I wasn't taught how to appreciate learning Arabic. And that's a sad reality. I'm sharing this with 27 people. You're still here. So if you come from an Arab background and you know exactly that, subhanallah, it's a sad reality that learning Arabic was always something intimidating. We were not allowed to make mistakes. It was really difficult for us to learn it, but we did learn it the hard way, alhamdulillah, and maybe we needed that discipline. But it can also come with innovative and creative ways. So learning Arabic needs creativity. It's a really amazing language. It's a rich language. It makes you a true critical thinker. So the Arabic language, if they teach it or anyone teaches it through critical thinking, through deciphering the codes of the language, through the root system, I say wallahi, it triggers your mind to think differently, and it really soothes you if you're learning Arabic without being forced to learn it, without being intimidated. Just take it as a source of innovation, innovative learning, creative learning, critical thinking learning, because Arabic gives you the root system. There are different layers of meaning. It's so satisfying to understand those different layers of meaning. We were thinking about samaha, to allow someone. Yesterday in one of my classes, we were talking about samaha, to allow someone to do something. But to allow someone also shares the meaning of to forgive someone. So samaha, just by adding an alif. So it's really amazing to look at the Arabic language that way. So samaha, to allow, samaha, to forgive, tasamaha, to forgive one another. Musamaha is forgiveness. When أقول samah, allowing someone to do something. So to forgive, to allow, to interact comes from one source, so one root. So if you would like to enjoy learning Arabic, just have a critical mindset, have a creative mindset, and learn to prosper, to also meditate when you learn Arabic. Truly meditate. All right. Ahlan, ahlan, ahlan. Which dialect is mostly spoken? Shami. The Shami dialect is the mostly spoken one. Yes. Even I was in Saudi for 4.5 now, in United Arab Emirates for 5 years. So poor Arabic. Please advise. In Khalij, in Gulf countries, in Al Khalij, they have really great, mashallah, resources to learn Arabic. They have libraries. They have amazing libraries. They have amazing initiatives also to learn Arabic for non-native speakers. Go to a library, look for their local events, attend their local events. I'm sure there are plenty of free events for non-native speakers to attend, similar to what they would do here in America. They would have ESOL programs that are at no cost. They would have English events. Different public events. Just download an app that will track local events and just attend any local event and network with people, connect with people, and try to make friends. In Saudi, you're in the hub of the Arab culture. Saudi, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Qatar, in Arab Emirates, in Al Urdun, Jordan, students, Kuwait, in Kuwait. So they have so many different resources for non-native speakers, especially in public organizations, or maybe nonprofit organizations as well. So look for nonprofit organizations and offer your services. If you know how to do something, volunteer and offer your services. Ma'a salama. I'll see you inshallah soon. I'm just saying ma'a salama to kiss hello. I'm trying to remember your true name. Muhammad Rizwan. Which dialect is mostly spoken? Shami. Shami. Well, I really enjoyed talking to you, alhamdulillah. I'll leave with my last note. Make learning real. Don't be driven by short, quick videos. Even if you like a quick video or reel or 2-minute video or 3-minute video, and you go over like 10 types of 3-minute videos, sit down and track your videos. Write down, take a piece of paper and say, I went over X and Y and Z video. This is what I learned. Get your notes. Be quite disciplined. Get your notes. Write down. Please and please and please don't be a follower. I know with the concept of followers and subscribers and all of that, it puts you in a situation that you're more of a passive learner than an active learner and a responsible learner. Please make sure that you are an active learner. You learn and you're responsible of your learning. You're guiding your own learning. And if you go over a 30-minute video or a 1-hour video or a podcast, sit down, grab your pen and paper and write down words that you have acquired. Be an active, responsible, self-disciplined learner. And this was all because I saw how much one student puts, or many students, I'm just sharing one example, many students put a lot of work through online classes and self-paced learning. And it's just amazing. If I can share with you more, I would love to, but I'll have to get their permission to share more, inshallah. But please don't be a passive learner. Be an active learner. Have self-discipline. Sit, write down, and please don't be, I'm going to use this word although I don't like it, don't be fooled by different narratives that tell you you can learn Arabic in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. If learning Arabic, depending on what stage you're going to be, like you can say, I learned the Arabic script. Okay, I learned how to have my first Arabic conversation. Great. But you need to give yourself realistic and real learning objectives and real learning outcomes. I learned English when I was 17 and I still make mistakes and I'm in my mid-40s right now. But it's real. We had to be in a 2-hour or 3-hour long class. We had to read books. We had to write. We had to reflect. That's real learning. And it hurts me to see that there is a quick video, 5-minute video, and here, learn Arabic in 5 minutes. Yes, you can learn how to repeat phrases in 5 minutes. You can learn how to write maybe 4 or 5 sentences in 5 minutes, but be realistic. Please be realistic. Based on my experience with students, it hurts my feelings and as an educator to even imagine that a student is being misguided through social media, and being misguided through unrealistic learning just because they're not part of a classroom. They don't know how long it takes to learn a language. They haven't learned a language as a second language. They don't have a mechanism. They don't have a coping strategy. They don't have devoted time. Make it real. Make it real. Please don't go over just a short video and say, okay, I covered this lesson today, I'm good to go. If you don't grab your pen and paper and you sit down and you write down exactly your questions and you go and you're able to point your weaknesses and your strengths as a learner. Maybe you're good at speaking, but you're not good at writing. Maybe you're good at reading, but you're not good at forming sentences. Maybe you're good at picking up sounds and dialects and repeating them, but you need more practice on one, like you need to practice another skill. Just make it real. Sit and assess yourself. Go through resources and, okay, I need this. This week I'm going to cover vocab. So I have a playlist that I found. This will be my only playlist that I'm going to go over this week. And you have your notebook that traces every single step. I found a video that says learn 100 phrases. Okay, I can't go over 100 phrases. I can only cover 5. Then let me cover 5. That's my limit today. I can only go over 10 words. That's my limit today. So decide what is your limit. You need nouns, go for videos, but know exactly what videos you've covered. Create your own playlist and name your playlist. Say playlist number 1, vocab. This is my playlist. Playlist number 2, grammar lesson. This is mine. And go over different YouTube videos, if you're able to determine which ones are suitable for you and you've learned a foreign language before, you can be selective, but select with discipline. Select the resources because you need to go over them yourself. And I myself don't know how many videos I've watched, and I can't track every single video I've watched, but I can go to my notes and I know exactly which videos I benefited from and I used actively. Not, I wasn't a passive learner. I wasn't just listening and I didn't remember. I would only know that by going to my notes and looking at the vocab that I picked from that video. And then I would also go to my journal and see what questions I had during watching that video, and even the comments. Did I comment on that video? What was my comment? What was my question? So don't lose track of what you're learning. Just keep track of what you're learning, especially as a self learner. So I'm truly frustrated today because I'm frustrated and speaking from an educator's point of view when I don't know my students and I don't know their learning needs. I feel so overwhelmed and frustrated that I don't know how to help them because I can't meet them. It's the virtual world. I don't know everyone. But I try to do my best to give you what is realistic, a series of videos, steps that you need to cover. That's why I'm not always posting, because I need to make sure that my videos are part of a series. And if you start from step 1, you go to step 5. That's it. If I'm able to give you just 5 steps, then I'm good. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah. So not even in a month, I think so. Yeah, no one can learn Arabic in 5 minutes. Exactly, Fahad. Exactly. So I'm glad that you are all on the same page, that short videos are not what you need. If you are going to go over short videos, make sure you have accumulated a good number of short videos in one category, like I said earlier. So inshallah, I will have to go now, but for beginners, I will put some resources for beginners as well as intermediate level students on the community page on Arabic Khatawaat. Go to the community page and I'll take about 30 minutes or so, inshallah, to just put those resources out there for you with links, and maybe you can add them to your playlist like I mentioned. I have videos for vocab, verbs, verb conjugation, stories, grammar lessons, because you have to diversify your learning and you have to diversify your resources. So unless I know you in person, I can't give you an advice that does not align with your learning skills. Would you start any Arabic course for beginners, inshallah? Yes, Muhammad Rizwan, we do have free Arabic resources for beginners. The steps, you can access them without going into a class. I try to get students who have already covered the 33 steps in Arabic Khatawaat, because those are the steps that I would use in class. So it doesn't make sense to have you in a class where I have all those resources available for you at no cost. And then I would suggest that you join class once you have covered all of those 30 steps. But definitely we have like mid beginner and upper beginner levels available, inshallah. In May, we'll have May. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for sharing also your advice. And I hope that what I shared with you was helpful. And if you have any additional advice, or pieces of advice, I should say, if you have any additional pieces of advice, please make sure you put them in the comment section. And أستاذ فهد لا تشدي عليهم. يا أستاذ فهد صحيح. إن شاء الله لن أشدي عليهم يا أستاذ فهد، سأحاول. بارك الله فيكم and thank you so much. لن أشدي عليكم أكثر من هذا. So I'll try to go inshallah now and thank you so much for joining. وفي أمان الله. السلام عليكم. I know. السلام عليكم. Okay. See, I forgot to even how to end